Okay.
Oh, it might be in here. Hold
That's
on.
okay, we don't need it. We'll call the Monday, June 10th, regular school board meeting to order at exactly 6:30 PM. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Chair notes that all board members are present except for Lauren Pedersen, and of course Jesse Erdahl has tendered his resignation, so that should be removed from the agenda. Consideration of the agenda. I do have two items that I want to take care of. One is we're going to pull 7.2, the property liability casualty and work comp insurance contract. That was not ready to go, so we're going to pull that off. And then at the very last item before reports, we'll add a discussion on how we're going to fill the vacant board seat, just timeline and logistics.
So that would be
7.11.
Yep,
7.11 or 7.1?
We
1-1,
have a- we have a
7.11.
one now.
Oh.
Yours isn't updated.
Okay, any other changes to the agenda? Any other additions, or anybody want to pull anything from consent? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor of approving the amended agenda signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, no public comment. Consent items, we have the minutes from the regular meeting, May 13th, workshop and special of May 28th. May finance reports, a very extensive donation list. Mighty Cause Food Shelf, $45. Fish Lake Sportsman's Club for the track team, $198. Robert and Shannon Hernandez, trap team, $100. Enchanted Forest, trap team, $300. Clay's Bobcat Service, trap team, $50. Fish Lake Sportsman Club, trap team, $300. Douglas and Michelle Wagner, trap team, $300. John and Jeanette Raddick, trap team, $300. Innovative Insurance Services LLC, trap team, $300. Avlaki Lifescapes, trap team, $300. Joan Hernandez, trap team, $75. Pheasants Forever, trap team, $100. Rademacher Hardware, trap team, $100. Herman's Landscape Supplies, trap team, $200. Jordan Dental Care, trap team, $100. Jeff Matz Flooring, trap team, $100. Lorraine Radines, trap team, $100. Brian Dvorak, trap team, $100. Glenn Kirkpatrick, trap team, $100. And the Minnesota Association of Secondary School Principals, for the high school, $100. We have several new hires, 6-4 through 6-7 are all technology assistants at $10 an hour. 6-8 occupational therapist Stacy Hess, Norskog. She has an MA 19, comes in at $72,849. Early Learning Services, Megan Geis, a BA 1 at $23.45 hourly. High school English teacher Elizabeth Beckman comes in at an MA 4, $50,608. Barb Lanen, cook's helper, grade 2, step 1 at $15.47 an hour. We have the retirement of Ruth Aldrich and the resignation of Bo Wazurek and Laura Erdahl and Sherry Schmidt. We have FMLA requests for Jessica Rance and the approval of the Minnesota River Conference admission prices for 2019-20 school year. I believe they stayed the same. They did. And the C membership renewal at $2904.90. I'll entertain a motion to approve consent.
So moved.
Rob, is there a second?
I'll second.
Tom, discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Review and act on proposed FY20 budget.
So, on the following pages, I prepared the adopted budget for fiscal year 1920.
you want me to pull up the next document?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yes. So, for the general fund, so I carried forward our balance from the revised budget, which is still a projection, but that's where we're gonna be at. For general fund revenues, I have 20,943,716. That also adds in the new GASB 84, bringing in the student activities to that, which they usually bring in about $205,000 in revenue, and you'll also see their expenditures down below. For, also under that, the state sources, I have special education revenue estimated at about 1.85 million. That's always still up in the air, so I just kind of carried that revenue forward, and we'll see where we end up this year, which projection won't be final until January of next year. For expenses, you can see everything there, the salaries, wages, purchase services. A couple things to keep in mind. We have a new tech lease, which that payment is due every July, and that's about $46,000. That's under purchase services. That number went down a little bit because we hired an OT, and normally for the last couple of years we shared that position with Bell Plain, so that's switching places where it goes. We no longer have ties fees, which would have come out of there as well. And then also I also included the student activities to have about $100,000 in expenses. That's probably low, because I think we have a trip this year, and now the Spanish trip in July will be included in that, but we'll figure that out with the revised budget as more comes available. So with this projection, I'm predicting that we will have we will underspend revenues over expenditures by about $20,000. And that's partly because of bringing in the student activity account. If we wouldn't have to bring in that student activity account, we would have overspent by about $84,000. And that's based on our salaries, our projected salaries, and benefits, and a slight increase because it's a negotiation.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to backtrack a little bit. Like, you said something about the Spanish trip being in July. It's happening now?
Oh, it's now?
Yep,
Mhm.
they left today. So would that then impact that?
It's not gonna impact this, but they will still, I just done for this year, for this budget, for this adopted budget, I just kind of did like for how much they spent in prior years, and it was about $100,000.
Gotcha, okay.
Other questions for Amy?
Then we're gonna go to food service. So food service, I upped the revenue a little bit because further on in the agenda, we're gonna raise the lunch prices a little bit. And our enrollment's gonna continue to grow, so I upped that, and it's a negotiation year, and food costs are going up. I have them just overspending by a little bit, but that's projection, and I hope they'll just break even. Because Andrea has stated that she wants to do more catering next year, and that could all weigh into that revenue factor. Community ed, I have them just overall having a surplus by about $18,000. They're whittling down on their deficit in the reserve community ed account. ECFE continues to look good, and so does school readiness. So they're kind of on track. Debt service is fairly cut and dry. We have our fund balance, we get our state aid and our levy to pay off our debt, and that's the amount of debt. So at the end of the year, with our refunded bonds still intact, we should have about $19 million. Dental self-insured, I feel that's working really well for us. By the end of next year, we should have about $21,000 in there. And that's all that I have.
Okay. Thoughts on the budget or questions for Amy?
There's still no way we can get some of that money in those student accounts moved over to the Booster Club?
I'm gonna be talking about that in
Okay, I just think,
I've done a lot of thinking and, I've talked to Madam. When I talked to our auditor and even like the people at Region 5, it would be hard for them to take over the trips the way we do it now. Because the way the boosters work now is, if we make the purchase, they make a donation to the district to cover that purchase. They cannot make a donation for a trip. They have to donate for, something physical. I did ask the question about how groups do it when they fundraise, how each student has their own account and they fundraise. There is a clause that I typed up in my executive summary for that, and I think that the board might just have to reinforce their fundraising policies a little bit, and I think MSBA is something about that as well.
okay.
I think for right now, I think that's the best option is to just in-house.
But like the drama club and the dance club and all of those, I mean, in the boosters, they still have their money separate, except for the general fund, so it seems like that still could pay in and out, but
The
you've
dance
done
club,
more.
I know that was started after I was here, and I think that was started, if I'm correct, there's a fall dance club, and all that is to pay their fees to go to a dance camp or whatever it is to belong to this fall dance club. They really don't do anything other than that. The drama clubs, they may not even have, just like middle school drama team, for instance, it just got opened or started because they ran concessions at a middle school play one year. We could just,
Yeah, some of them aren't truly a student activity,
Right.
like the
Right.
coffee sales, that's really, it's just sort of an in and out flow.
yeah. And the coffee sales were started because of, it's special ed kids raising that money, and that way they kind of have a say of how that money gets spent.
And really, booster clubs, and I was just at a committee meeting tonight for the boosters, and I shared with them that ideally, in the future, there wouldn't be separate spokes. There would just be a general fund. And if you go back to that memo that I prepared and all those documents associated with boosters and fundraising, the reason why is you as a board need to consider donations, and you need to consider equivalent donations. It's just cleaner if the booster club were to make a large donation, and then it would be decided by AD, principal, if it's an activity, on what is an equivalent spend, based off of priority. The way it works now is you might have an individual activity that the boosters make a donation for. It just becomes more cumbersome because you might have to ask for an equivalent donation for, an activity or a sport of the opposite sex. Or the district would have to come up with equivalent dollars for the opposite sex. So it's, this whole thing, I really think we're actually kind of ahead of the game, but still working our way through it. I think this remains to be seen, really. Just like anything else, when the federal government or the state government says you have to do something, you have to muddle your way through it a little bit before you figure it out. And there's no harm in folding it into the general fund, and eventually if we decide that it needs to go under community ed, which I think Tom, you generated that idea last time, if I'm not mistaken, or it would be appropriate for them to go into the booster club, that's fine. We just cut them a check, or that just transfer funds into that particular account.
And I think being that this has been behind the game, and this first year is probably just
Other comments or questions? Okay, this is an action item, so we need a motion. So moved. Sandy, okay, is there a second?
Second?
Connie, discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, 7.3, review and act on the resolution authorizing 19 pay 20 FY '21 Southwest Metro Long-Term Facilities Maintenance Levy. Southwest Metro is needing to do some repair work in office, changing of spaces in the Valley Green building, which is where they're, out by Canterbury, where their offices are. And Town Square, I think there's some significant things there. And then the St. Bonnie site.
They're,
So-
they're gonna get their money and they're gonna do these things one way or the other. They're gonna either raise tuition billing or they're gonna use levy authority. And levy authority it's a funding source. Obviously, all member districts need to approve of it in order for Southwest Metro to take advantage of that. And then each district, their burden of the levy is based off of the pupil count.
So our burden for, the LTFF portion, so this is for fiscal year 2021. And so in that year, it'll be $11,356. And Southwest Metro is also asking us to levy for state school dollars, and that's pretty much the same. Right now, we get invoiced, the member district gets invoiced for their liaison officer and other safe schools things that they do. And so we're gonna also levy for that, and that amount is $9,085.03 in fiscal year 2021.
And the process is this gets vetted through the superintendent's group, and then it goes to the Southwest Metro Board, and both those groups have to say yes, so they're thinking about it from a constituency standpoint in their own member individual districts before it comes to you as a individual board, and the same discussion is happening in all member districts.
Questions?
So essentially, it would be about a $20,000 levy on local for Jordan's portion. And the larger the district, the higher the levy authority.
We haven't approved.
Doesn't, it goes by a student count,
Yeah.
right? It's, okay.
Yep.
So this pays for the SRO for 4 buildings?
Yes.
And
So
right now-
how many, is there 11 districts in Southwood? So 11 times
No.
9?
Shakopee pays more, Waconia
Oh,
pays more.
depending on how many
Eastern
students,
Carver, yep.
okay,
Mhm.
okay.
Like, so, Shakopee will pay, for the state school levies, they'll pay $62,000. And if we wouldn't levy for it, they're gonna put it through their invoicing system.
On the tuition billing.
So we should see a drop in those invoices
And I can't remember, but are the new associate members, are they on the line for any of this through their tuition billing fees?
No,
Okay.
they are not.
Okay. Okay. So I'll entertain a motion.
Can I just
Yeah, I'm
expound
sorry.
expand on that a little bit?
Sure.
The associate member districts that you voted on a couple of meetings past,
License.
the only benefit to them and the only burden to them is we're just a flow-through.
Mhm.
And they can send kids to, they're not going to, but they could send kids to the River Valley building from, JWP. That's quite a drive. They won't. They just needed a fiscal host. But if they were, then they would pay tuition on those students, which lessens the burden, essentially.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Rob. Discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Review and act on the resolution authorizing, well, that was a resolution.
So that last one was first,
Oh,
Amy
Wait a minute,
combined.
what?
We have to do a roll call.
We have to do a roll call vote.
Yep.
Be a roll call.
You want to call roll
Yep.
call, Sandy?
Deb Polly?
Yes.
Tom Vogel?
Yes.
Sandy Burke? Yes. Connie Hennan?
Yes.
Rob Langhan?
Yes.
Okay, the next one is also a resolution authorizing 19 paid 20 fiscal year 21 Southwest Metro Safe Schools levy. That's what we just talked about, so same thing.
Roll call.
Deb Polly?
No, we need a motion
Oh, we need a
first.
motion, sorry, yep, sorry.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion by Tom,
Second?
second by Sandy. Okay, roll call, please.
Deb Pauley?
Yes.
Tom Vogel?
Yes.
Sandy Burke? Yes. Connie Hennon?
Yes.
Rob Langheim?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. 7.5, review and act on the contract with teachers on call. We had a really good discussion at our workshop meeting on this. Any more? Matt was directed to find a couple things out. Did you have something more, Amy? Okay.
So there were two things that you asked me to determine. One, if there was an out clause, or if we could put something in that said if they drop below like a 85% fill rate for teachers, if we could get out of the contract. Well, there already is one that exists, so we can get out at any time. We just have to give notice, and then we would be able to remove ourselves from the contract. Second, you asked me to determine whether or not there was an increase in pricing for year two, and there's not. It would stay flat.
Perfect. Okay. So I believe after our discussion at the workshop, we were pretty much in agreement that we thought we should stay with them and give them another shot. So I will entertain a motion.
So moved.
And your motion is?
That we would stay with the sub-services, and the fees would stay the same as Matt just checked out.
Okay, there's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Tom, discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Review and act resolution for membership in MSHSL. This is an annual thing that we have to do.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Oh, go ahead, Rob.
Rob, okay.
Roll call?
Discussion?
Oh, sorry.
Hearing none, roll call, please.
Deb Pauley?
Yes.
Tom Vogel?
Yes.
Sandy Burke? Yes. Connie?
Yes.
Hennon? Rob Langheim?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, 7.7, review and act on the resolution regarding board control of extracurricular activities. Oh, so this is all the student activity stuff in Gatsby. So
Yes.
anything more on that? or-
And then just on the other part of Gatsby is, we will be having now a custodial fund, which is a pull-through fund, like, for instance, you know, when the middle school or the elementary school raises money for institutions, we'll be allowed to do that through that custodial fund as a funding team. We'll be able to continue to do food shelf and other things that we normally do, and this fund just, it's just a pull-through fund that we'll be able to do that.
And I presume the auditing procedure is similar to, yeah.
Yeah. We'll have to do, it'll be more cumbersome and more detailed in that.
Do we have to up our, how we manage student, the transfer of money? When people that are on those clubs, when they're getting the money in and stuff, do we have to change any of our procedures or anything, or our procedures?
I think that our procedures are pretty good. I hope to go through it with the majority of the main advisors this summer, just to make sure that they're being compliant.
Okay.
They have to have a deposit sheet, a detailed, which we do already, like a fundraising sheet. And the thing that might have to change is like when they raise candy bars, they just can't bring us the cash. They have to have something that goes with it and make sure that we're.
Okay. More discussion? I'll entertain a motion.
So moved?
Sandy, is there a second?
A second.
Tom, discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
We have to
No,
get a resolution?
resolution, sorry.
Another one.
Deb Pauley?
Yes.
Tom Vogel?
Yes.
Sandy Burke? Yes. Connie Hennon?
Yes.
Rob Langheim?
Yes.
Thank you. 7.8, review and act on school meal pricing.
Okay, since our last discussion when Andrea Schock was here, and there were some questions asked regarding the River Valley Ed Co-op and also, or the River Valley building, and then St. John's, not the River Valley Ed Co-op. And whether or not we should consider raising those a nickel as well to match the K4, 5, 8, and 9, 12 recommendations. And after some discussion and taking that into consideration, we felt that that was a good suggestion, and that it is a service that we provide, and those costs are going up to provide that service. Food prices continue to go up, gas, transportation. We have maintenance costs associated with our vehicle, custodial time. We don't charge an extra billing. This covers, we used to, before the last increase, we used to charge them separately for, transportation and those different pieces, and now we just wrapped it all the way up. That's why you see the price is a little higher than what the district's pricing is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So a nickel increase across the board for the lunch prices is being recommended.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
And Tom, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Rob, okay, discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 7.9, review and act on the 2018-19 tenured teachers.
And after, if they're brand new to our district, or if they have not achieved tenure in another district, after 3 consecutive years of teaching, and if they're offered the 4th contract, then you put them on this list for tenure. And you can see by building, we have Britt Fleeshek at the elementary school, Tatiana Hamer, Ashley Hyatt, Kendra Olson, and Jenny Kuski at the middle school. And at our high school, we have Stephen Beckman, Katie McKnight, and Margaret Skipper. Some of them have only been with us for a year, as you can see, but because they've achieved tenure elsewhere, they're up for tenure here. That's how Minnesota law works. Pretty cut and dried.
Questions? Okay, all those in, or motion, please.
So moved.
Rob, is there a second?
Second.
Connie, discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Review and act on declaration of surplus item.
We have a a Craftsman riding lawnmower that was donated to the district in 2016 that is no longer serviceable.
Died.
It is not it's a lawn ornament at this point, so.
It's all
Because it's public property, we have to declare it as surplus.
I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Sandy, is there a second?
Second.
Second. Tom, discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 7.11, vacant board seat. Okay, as you all know, Jesse's seat was vacated June 3rd. So ideally, I know we had talked about seating the person on June 24th, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Ideally, we'll seat them on July 8th. So I just wanna have an open discussion about process, going through the applications, when we wanna interview questions, yeah. So I will open it up to discussion.
How long is it open?
Right. How long is it open, Matt?
How long has it been open?
No,
How long
is
you-
it,
do you
when
have
does
a
it close?
deadline?
2 weeks from
Third.
Thursday? Wednesday?
I think it was posted the 6th, I think, the 5th or 6th.
Okay, so that'd be the,
Be the 19th or 20th. So I really feel it's important that all the board members are here for the interview. And I know that Tom has a big event coming up. So if we could look at a date for doing the interviews.
I could do Wednesday the 26th. That's the first day I'm back. I'm gone the 19th through 25th.
I could do the 26th.
Can we do it in the evening?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was gonna say, I can't.
I think so. Yeah.
Rob,
they
what
would
does
have
your
to-
schedule look like?
I've got it open now.
I'm not available until 6 that day.
I'm open.
And I will be flying in here at 6, so, I mean,
I think I could make it work.
On what day?
Wednesday the
26th.
26th. Oh. That's a big meeting at St. John's.
Is it?
Yeah.
should we look at the 27th?
No, it's my birthday.
Oh, okay.
And not because of that, but I've got a, well, no, we can do the 26th. If that works for everybody.
After 6, yep.
Yeah. So should we say 6:30?
Yeah, 6:30 or
Well,
7, I would
how many
say.
are we gonna
How many are you
interview?
gonna
Well, we
do
talked
then?
about up to
That's-
4.
So that would be going quite late.
Well, I'm wondering if we just do a half hour per,
Oh, yeah, that's true.
you know.
That's true.
You think it needs to be more?
I don't think it even needs to be a half hour.
No, but I think you schedule them on, maybe schedule them on the half, I don't know.
Do a little. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's say 6:30.
Or even like 5 minutes in between, and we're not then going past 8.
Let's say
like
6:15, and then we can start the first one at 6:30 if you're
That
gonna run
sounds
in
good.
at 6.
9. That sounds good.
Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay, 6:15 interviews. And what if we get more than, we currently have 2 applicants. What if we get more than 4? How do we want to weed them out? Do we want to all, I think we all should have an opportunity to look at them and then,
I agree.
Are we allowed to look at resumes or applications in advance and then do like a scoring system to get to
Maybe
the
a nice
4?
little rubric of some sort.
Yeah.
we can do that, can't we? Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Or rank, maybe we just each
Yeah.
rank them.
Rank.
And then send it to Matt or to Deb.
I think
To
it has
Deb,
to be to me
or
because
you.
technically,
He's not, yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
So then, and then you could just add them up and go, all right, these look like these are the top 4 to
Right.
interview.
Yep, perfect.
So what we'll do is have Katie create, and she does this for whenever we interview, she'll create a packet, a PDF,
Mhm.
send it to you, and then you can go through that process.
Perfect.
We'll
Yeah.
do the interviewing here?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, and then, questions. How about if everybody submits questions, a couple, 3, 4 questions that you would like asked?
Okay.
And then I can weed through them. If there's duplicates, kind of mash them together. Are you okay with that, or
Sure.
does somebody
Yeah.
else want to do that?
Good.
I mean, it doesn't matter to me, I'm certainly open.
I imagine a lot of us will have similar questions we want to ask. but-
And then we'll all ask questions that night, and then we'll have to have a discussion in public, so. Okay, and that'll have to be posted.
Yep.
Okay, are we good with that?
Do we need a motion? This is under action items, so.
No, this was just a discussion. There's no, I don't think we do you? I don't
I think
we
so.
need an action.
We just put it under action items, so.
Yeah. Okay, we're good then? So the 26th at 6:15, okay. Can we have this room? No, Stephen.
On the
No,
26th.
I meant,
On
sorry.
the 26th.
Can we use this room? on
Jeez,
the
I know what to
26th?
say now.
That's funny.
Well, even if it's not this one, we'll need a room.
Yeah, we'll need a room, so just, somebody check.
We'll find something.
Okay. Oh, that was funny. I didn't-
Yeah, you said that we have this room,
I didn't-
everyone slammed and then you started walking out.
I was right there with you, Deb.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ugh. Okay. I'm just gonna lump all the reports together and
Do we need a motion on that?
on what?
On that item of discussion for the board vacancy?
We decided we don't think we do.
I don't think we need a motion, do we?
I have no idea.
I don't either.
Well, I suppose to be safe, we
We
can.
put it as an
Somebody make
action
a-
item, so that's why I wondered.
Okay,
Yeah,
somebody
that's
make a
what I just
motion to
said.
do something then.
I'll make a motion to hold the interview on June 26th.
Okay. We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second. Is there discussion? Okay, hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, reports. Anything on the superintendent's report, Matt?
Well, same format for enrollment. I won't read it for you, but we ended obviously higher than what we predicted. We track that way all year long. A reminder of our referendum presentation this Wednesday evening, 7 o'clock at our high school auditorium. We'll be sending out, I know it's circulating on social media, but we're gonna be sending out an email reminder to our families. We're not posting on social media from a district standpoint, but I know it's making its way around. The format will be that it'll be about a 45-minute to 1 hour presentation that I will give, a slideshow. And this is the order. The first will be how we got here, more of the background information. Second will be the data that was reviewed in order to arrive at the questions that will be asked next fall. And then the third piece is individual questions. We'll go question 1, what the question looks like, the reasons it's necessary, what happens if it fails, tax impact. Question 2, same format. Question 3, same format. And then at the end, we'll have a tax impact if all 3 questions were to pass. So just reformatting a little bit of the draft presentation that was given and making it a little more succinct and understandable. Talking less about long range, mentioning it, but not getting into the specific details of, what future phases look like. We're gonna talk about the here and now more so. So, that's in process right now. Hopefully by the end of the day tomorrow, we'll have everything finalized with that new draft. The end of the year, I just, some of you weren't able to be at the breakfast. Not that I want to read everything, but I'm going to, because I think it's important for everybody to hear what I had to say, and also the public as well. It was quite a year, and that's how I started. In a lot of aspects, it felt as we began just yesterday, but it was certainly challenging. It tested our will, provided us with tests of our character and strength to try to do what's right. And as I reflected on the year, I looked back at the presentation I shared from the beginning of the year with our staff regarding our theme, which was the power of we. Obviously, it was our focus, and like many themes, it got lost from time to time with all the day-to-day things that we have going on in our lives and in our classrooms and our campus. But we do need to give ourselves some credit for the following accomplishments and more associated with the power of we, such as CRT, which stands for Culturally Responsive Teaching Work, and the caring conversations held in-house, along with the conversations that were collaborative with both Shakopee and Prior Lake schools. Continued collaboration among colleagues and buildings, ability to come together and support one another during the difficult times, which included the loss of loved ones, the difficult situations that we face as a school district and as individuals, and a very tough and long Minnesota winter. The continued growth of our Summit Academies and the collaboration, friendships, and partnerships formed with that organization. They included high school students, student teaching at the middle school and elementary, students working with business partners in the community, the partnerships with businesses such as Mid-County Fabricating, Scott Equipment, St. Gertrude, St. Francis Regional Medical Center. Throughout the year, it was apparent to me that regardless of our position, feelings, passion area, etc., we are bound together by our commitment to our kids and community. While we may disagree or get upset at each other from time to time, the Jordan Public School District staff is a family, and like families, we support each other, disagree with one another, get frustrated from time to time, but in the end, we come together for each other and for kids. Whenever we have conflict, a situation, an initiative, or a decision to make, I think about the self-interest, district interest chart that Teamworks International presented to us at our retreats that we've had with them, and also that we did this last fall during our workshop presentation. It is a great reminder to me of the different viewpoints or lenses that exist in a school district. We all have a role, and sometimes that role is challenging to navigate, but in the end, I feel that our district focuses on the best interest of the greater organization. I'm proud of that and of everyone who navigates these rough waters. I'm thankful for our custodial and ground staff, food service staff members, paraprofessionals, teachers, coaches, nurses, advisors, district office staff, support staff, directors, and administrators. You provide the hard work and support necessary to carry out the mission and vision of our district. I thank you for your service to our community and have a lot of gratitude for what you do for my own kids and all of the kids in our district. I'd like to also acknowledge our school board. They are dedicated, hardworking, and caring individuals who aren't doing this work for the glory. It is hard work, and these individuals care about you and for the kids. We are lucky to have a board who supports teaching and learning, competition, and participation at a high level. I hope you all have an excellent summer. We have something special in Jordan. And Rob, you had texted me that Friday or Saturday night after the track team came back, and I reflected that on a little bit, and it's truly, this does not exist everywhere. It's very important that we continue to grow and learn from one another and to accept one another's talents, gifts, strengths, and weaknesses. We need to recharge, refresh, and as our counselors and social workers would say, practice mindfulness this summer. It's important to do these things in order to maintain our joy for working with kids. The students need you, and our society needs you to continue this important work. If there was ever a doubt of the true impact you have had on our young people, the pictures and videos from the slideshow that we showed that day will show you how much the Jordan experience means to them. And I will share the tribute that was made, and we can also post it on our website as well. So I want to thank you as board members, and I thank the entire staff for inspiring all the things that we see in that video and all the things that day to day we both see and we don't see in our school district. So I thought it was a nice ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's been a exciting, challenging year.
And it certainly was a fast one. Yeah.
Mr. Nylander did a great job being an MC that day.
Yes,
You know,
he did.
He has a good sense of humor.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Anything else?
Well, just a couple things that have happened since then is congrats to our trap team, conference champions, and our track boys with their, and also both individuals and also the team boys. They ran away with a state championship. It's the 5th championship in school history. We've had a football, 2 volleyball, softball, and now track. So something to be proud of, another banner to get hung up in the gymnasium, so.
Did we find out if, I think Coach Nylander was wondering if that might have been the highest amount ever, that might be a record, the number of points, 87 points.
I didn't hear, but I would
Yeah.
have to think that it's gotta be.
I think he thought it was close, at least, if not
Yeah.
a record, so.
So congratulations to all the participants, and, there's too many things to name, but at the end of the year, I mean, always just great to be a part of. It's busy, but the Pops concerts, the a cappella concerts, and, the commencement exercise, which I thought was really nice. I've had a handful of people tell me that they thought it was great. It was a beautiful night, didn't have to worry about the weather for once out of the last 3 years. So thank you, and for the role that you all play in making this happen. I think that's it for
Okay.
me.
Good. Okay, anything on the high school, middle school, or elementary school principals' reports? No? Carol's last report?
I did have
Yeah.
a question on that one.
Mm-hmm.
It talked about the civics test. do we have results on that? I mean, obviously, everybody is required to pass. I still don't quite fully understand that whole law because everybody has to pass it, but there's no teeth to it because there's no graduation requirement for it? Correct?
Right. That doesn't go into effect until, is it next year or the year after?
Well,
I'd
it says
have to double check.
2016.
Well, that's not the one that just passed then. They just
Right.
passed a civics.
They did.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Senator Erdahl.
Was that same guy that for a lot of years?
Yeah.
Brought
yeah.
it, okay.
Yeah, Senator
Finally
Erdahl.
passed it.
But I can't, it didn't have the teeth that he had hoped that it would. I mean, it was more of
Okay.
embedded into the curriculum and.
It's such an
Okay.
interesting, because the MCAs have no teeth either.
Mhm.
I mean, what's the
Right.
incentive?
Oh, that's true.
What's the
Mhm.
incentive to do well?
Okay.
There isn't one.
Mhm.
So this doesn't actually go into effect until, because this says it passed in 2016, that they were required to pass a civics test? I'm confused.
That because
doesn't
that's
sound
what.
right.
Right, that's why I was confused.
Yeah.
Where does she have?
Because I didn't think that we had it either, and I didn't know that my
Right
kid
here,
took one.
This paragraph, yeah.
I don't recall hearing it, and I think I
Test
would've.
consists of 50 out of 100 questions of the INS naturalization test. 50 questions are selected by learning law.
Maybe did she
They
mean to
must
put
pass 30 of the
2019?
50.
Did she mean to put 2019?
No, there was something in 2016 that did pass. That's
Okay.
correct.
Okay,
Well, and he wanted those 100 questions, because I remember in
I
that
did too.
hearing, we all said we didn't know if we could pass to
Mhm.
be American citizens.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's no teeth to it, but, you know, it's there.
Okay.
Okay. Community ad. Stephen, do you want to come and talk to us? Give us your report orally since you're here.
And I apologize to Stephen because Hope had left on her vacation and Stephen had sent a new report, an updated report since she had left, and I just didn't catch it and attach the new one. So this is the new one. I did it right before the meeting started, so.
Okay.
So the only thing that had changed on it was, I added, expanded on our rec programming and what we're looking to do, moving forward. Had a lot of conversations with Andy, we started having a lot of conversations with varsity coaches, and feel that we have a lot of talents within our community, and we need to harness those talents and build a rec program. I'm working with River Valley United soccer program and working with the, setting up a meeting with the coach to build a rec program that starts almost pre-K and start building that up, so we get more and more kids involved in the sport. Similarly with basketball, we want to do that same thing with basketball. Andy wants to take the lead on developing a youth basketball program that works with, she's already had multiple conversations with our new basketball coach, as well as Matt Urbanic, and developing fundamentals early and building it into a K1, more of camps from 2nd to 3rd grade. It'll be camps with like scrimmages every day. Like first half, you're doing similar to what we're doing with baseball now. You're doing some fundamental work to begin with, and then you move into like a scrimmage where you're playing different teams to get that competitiveness together. And then working with Waconia, they have a 4th grade, starting in 4th grade, doing a 4th grade league through 6th. I know JBA has programs starting in 4th grade, but I know that there's kids involved that are not ready for JBA. And just kind of open it up and see what happens at that older ages, whether or not we get many kids. We may get some that we just want to be introduced that aren't ready for the more competitive style play. But same thing with volleyball. We want to do that same thing with volleyball and most of our sports. Tennis as well. We had a great tennis camp last week or 2 weeks ago. But really starting with fundamentals with our coaches, keeping things consistent in our, in our Jordan area and building that up.
That's awesome.
Stephen, out of curiosity, who are the coaches that you're looking to try to get to help support some of these community programs? Are they parents? Are they individuals that have had experience coaching in other settings? What's kind of the mix?
We haven't developed that whole thing yet. I know we would like to get some of the high school kids to come back and get involved, the players, and building that. I know Andy is working to do, I don't know if we've decided we want to solicit for coaches or if we want to use parents and educate them as well. Andy is more than willing to do fundamental camps with coaches or the volunteer coaches if we decide to go that route and build the basics of fundamental skills in those young kids. So working alongside with the varsity coaches as well so that we have a consistent philosophy all the way through.
We've been asking about that for a long time, asking for that. Great. Questions or anything? You want to tell them about our meeting today?
Yeah, so we sat down with a few people, with Deb and Sue Bonesack.
Barb Teben, President, Diane Jabs, President of the Senior Club, and Shark Cap, who does marketing and admissions for Valley View.
Yeah, and so we've decided to come up with a series to educate our senior population around, what's needed in the community. We came up with a few ideas of, first and foremost, what is available for our seniors in this community for free, and what's out there. And we came up with a big list of things that they can do, including like sporting activities. They can come up here to surf. There's a senior club down at Shula House. Just multiple activities that maybe our public doesn't know about. And as well as we talked to Matt. I talked to Matt about having him come in October, doing a monthly series, and I think we're going to do one on insurance. We're going to do one on healthcare directives, and just kind of building on a series of coffee talk style presentations where we have people come in and present. Not so much solicit. I don't want anybody to solicit for clients or anything. I just want the information and our knowledge out there to make sure our senior population is supported. We're going to partner with Shula House and have some meetings down there as well as some meetings up here.
Yeah, it's great. It'll be great for the senior population of Jordan because a lot of them don't realize that, that we have a senior center. They can come there and play cards, or they can come up here and do coffee, and there's a lot of lonely seniors in the community, and if we can reach out to them and include them in things. So I was really glad when Stephen reached out. So thank you. Other thoughts? Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, have a good rest of the week. Cats report. Andrea's,
Can I
Chad's.
ask, are we gonna do the movie at the theater again this year?
Oh, good question.
We did renew it, but we're gonna be putting together our annual marketing and communications strategy. So we have our communications committee that will meet and discuss those types of things. It's probably time to consider a new one,
Okay.
new video. It's a lot of outdated pieces in it already. It doesn't seem like it could be, but there is already.
Do we feel like that had an impact? I mean, I know it's really hard to track something like that, but
We had some families that shared that they saw in the video and that was one of the reasons why they chose us.
okay. So it might be worth doing, yeah.
Yeah, it depends on, it costs us, let's just say, just ballpark, to put it in the theater and to produce $3,000–4,000. Well, if you pick up one student, you paid for it.
Yep, exactly. And then that student stays. So then
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
more, so.
It's a good investment.
Yeah.
It is a good investment.
And we need to do some different things with the referendum upcoming too, that we may just consider doing a new one and piggybacking off of that right away in the fall.
Okay.
Maybe we make a fall push in the fall parade of homes or something like that. I noticed that Lennar has a big billboard that's advertising as you're coming south on 169. It's one of the big billboards at the left-hand side, on the by the yard
Oh,
building
really?
side.
Oh, it must be new.
Yeah, I just noticed it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I haven't either.
It's just advertising their Stonebridge development.
Okay.
Okay.
It would be great if we could piggyback, and that's just a dicey territory, but if we could look at some of the builders and maybe coincide with the fall parade, maybe they'd be interested in partnering with us to do some sort of advertisement work. Something
Do we
to
have
look at.
those, the homes that are open, like we drove through the new addition out there and there was some homes that were open for show.
Yeah.
Do they have materials from the school?
In the past, we've taken things out to them. We've done more of just pointing them to our website
Okay,
lately. They're interested in that information because families want to know.
right, right.
So definitely something that we've done.
Okay. Okay. Chad's report, anything? Stephen, do you have anything you want to share with us tonight?
Sure. Just a copy of my report, kind of our standard end of the year items. We did device collection the last couple of weeks. We have that down to a pretty good science now, I feel. We do pretty well. And this year for sure was our best year of just amount of devices, how fast we got them in, and just the condition we got them in. I sent Matt a picture of some devices, and it was 95%. Just didn't need to be nothing done to them. They're perfect for next year.
Hmm.
Just a couple of those quick cosmetic fixes are most of our issues this year. So we have been pushing hard, kind of continuing education of students, of working with advisory classes and how to properly hold and take care of your Chromebook, and any issues, bring it down right away before they get worse, and anything like that. So I continue to do those, but I think the ongoing training for students are going quite well. So we're pretty excited about that this summer. And then also with the summer, we have our summer interns. It's a great program, and thank you for supporting that, allowing us to get that each year. It's great help for the tech department getting ready for next year, and it's great experience for all these students. And many that have gone on to similar positions in college, some that start college and have a job in a college kind of help desk scenario already as they start their new career there. So continuing to do that each year, and had quite a few applicants, had to turn a couple away this year because they were they were juniors, so hopefully they apply next year and we can open it up to more students.
Great. Questions for Stephen? Good. Thank you
Thank you.
very much. Tim's report. Anything?
It's go time for Tim.
I was just
and
gonna
his crew.
say, they'll be busy over the summer,
Yep.
very busy.
Yep.
Okay, school board member reports, let's see, committee reports, we had commencement, we've already talked about that.
We also had an APAC meeting on May 22nd.
Okay, would you like to report on that, please?
Sure. We had a APAC meeting on May 22nd. We also, prior to that, had the APAC banquet, which went very well. It was the first time they had it. So part of the meeting was discussing, how it went and what we could do for next year. Anne was nominated for chair again for the next 2 years, and then Alan is nominated for a one-year term at vice chair. So they're hoping that there will be more people that come and become involved. Let's see, we reviewed the budget. There's some money left, so spending the rest of those funds. We talked about they're gonna do some professional development in June for the staff, and hopefully cater it from the sous chef, doing a lunchbox. So, which will be, that's a good education piece also for all the staff to actually taste the food that is created. And I mean, if it went to the banquet, it was good. It was really good.
Are those funds use it or lose it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So last year we spent a lot of money on materials and books. So I don't think we wanted to add more to that because there's quite a library already. So one of the things they talked about was a native pride dancer for JES for the fall and paying them out of this year's budget and scheduling them ahead of time if that's possible. And so, let's see, what else? They were updating the list of people who received meeting notices. Erin Yomland, our new curriculum director, will be joining our council for meetings, which will be a good, I think will be a very good thing to have her on board, because part of the issue that has been happening is getting the data for tutoring, because we want to be able to get tutoring to those kids. And I think she'll be instrumental in doing that, which will be great. Let's see. We also talked possibly about having interested students join, having one student representative, which I think would be a great addition to the council. We reviewed the APAC banquet, and let's see. We talked about graduation for next year as well, had a discussion on that. One thing that I wanted to point out that somebody brought up is that there's a new kind of lingo, and it's been going for a little while, but using the word savage is extremely offensive to American Indians. And so that was a discussion that we held, and so we're talking about having Malik helping students understand that that word is inappropriate, because I think there's a YouTuber that uses it, and there's like shirts that say savage, and so it's becoming more prominent. And so we talked about, being sensitive to that and just talking about whether that, talking about that word is not appropriate. So, and our next meeting is Tuesday, June 25th from 12 to 1:30. I will not be able to attend because I work at that time. So I don't know if anybody else would be wanting to do that. I wouldn't be able to get there until 1:15 at the earliest, and that's when they're pretty much 15 minutes left of the meeting, so.
I could possibly fill in what time?
12 to 1:30.
And where is it?
It's in the conference room in the district office.
Okay. I think I can do that, unless somebody else would like to. I would certainly welcome somebody else to. You'll be gone.
Yeah, I won't be back. Be leaving on a jet plane.
Leaving on a jet plane. Okay. Thank you. Was there a scale meeting?
It's tomorrow. Or
Tomorrow.
Friday.
Okay.
It's tomorrow, Friday.
Tomorrow's not Friday, you
No,
wish.
gosh, I wish.
Short week.
Negotiations. Tom, you want to carry that one?
Yep, we met last week with individuals that were up for contract, a 2-year contract. No sense naming who it is,
No.
but it's just kind of all over. Office staff and some special services, and so, yeah,
Yeah, we met with about a dozen
about a dozen.
and listened to what their request was, and then had a discussion with Matt about what we thought we should offer.
So that was last Tuesday, then finish up that discussion. Matt's gonna sit down with them and offer them contract for the next go-around.
And we're still on hold as far as teacher negotiations, so.
Yep.
I start with Southwest Metro next week, so see where that goes. Any other committee meetings that we had? We didn't have curriculum or any of those, so. Okay, committee or board member reports. Anybody have anything they want to share? Rob? Okay, go ahead.
No, just great into the school year. Great commencement, fun activities that kind of went all the way up to this past Saturday, and ready for the summer.
Yeah.
Wow, concerts and commencement and trap, and I'm not going with this week, but they're heading out on Wednesday, and 5 kids qualified to go to nationals in Michigan.
Wow.
So
Wow,
they're going
that's
to
awesome.
Michigan, and so they're scampering to get good deals on clays and whatever, and like you saw, the donations are coming in like crazy, because it costs $15 each night for each shooter, so that's, and they did shoot one Sunday at Caribou, and they really liked Caribou, but all the coaches come from the Twin Cities, so it's too far away for them even giving us a good deal at shooting. It wasn't, the time won't work. It'd be dark before they got done, so. But fun time.
What everybody else said, commencement was wonderful. Couldn't have picked a more perfect night. see, the plays were good. Let's see, what else? I went to the
Pops
band
concert.
Pops concert, the choir Pops concert. I was unfortunately unable to make the a cappella concert, but I heard it was wonderful. Let's see, what else was there? Obviously track, congratulations. And thank you to the fire department for doing the escort into town, because that, I think, made the kids feel really special and good. I'm sure I am missing several things, but, because there's just so much that happens at the end of the year, but it was a great end to the school year. It was a challenging year, but I think we went out on a really positive and high note.
Is golf fest?
Golf
Oh,
is
yeah,
this
golf.
week,
Yes,
so-
They have it
yes.
this week,
Tomorrow.
right?
Yes.
Best of luck to golf, yeah.
Absolutely.
State,
Yeah.
yeah.
The girls' golf team and then Thomas got
Thomas,
first.
yeah.
yep. Mhm.
So if you,
I knew I was missing
if you're in
something.
town, you can go,
Yep, because
It's
it's right
fun.
you
here.
can walk the
Yeah.
course and watch them.
Yep.
What
It
day
starts
did they
tomorrow.
golf?
Starts tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow?
Mhm. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You'll have to park 10 miles away.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yep.
Might as
But
well walk from my
They
house.
usually have golf carts giving rides sometimes, so, fun.
Yeah, commencement was great. The all-night grad party was fun. I got to witness donkey basketball in the gym firsthand, which was pretty funny. Yeah, and very much enjoyed the track. Again, congrats to the track team. That was something else for them to win the entire state meet. The 4x100 team broke the state record
Yep.
in that event, which was incredible. And that was actually in their prelim run, they did
Yep.
that, so.
They came awfully close in their final though, too.
Yeah.
.05.
Yeah.
So,
Couple school records that they were breaking along the way, multiple events. And then we had the track banquet last night, and he was talking about the top 5 performances and everything. I mean, just, it was pretty phenomenal year in individual and as a team as well, so congrats to them. The golf team, so I know Spanish was out the door this morning. Max started, open gym for basketball starting. It's just,
I know, it's
summer's in
crazy.
full swing, so, again, congrats to everyone for making it through
Yeah.
you know, maybe a little more trying year. That was a rough one for weather and some of the issues that popped up, but very well done as a district.
And congrats to the girls that track too. We had some girls that placed,
Yep.
so.
Yeah, oh, and then their performances too were these top 5 performances all time, and
Yeah.
there's some young girls on that team.
and they're
so-
those two are eighth
Yeah,
graders.
incredible,
So,
very nice.
So, we need to try to get the track kids here before they head off to college, so.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Probably try to
Yeah.
do it in the second June meeting, the 24th.
I missed that one.
I'll miss that one.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. But,
Or the July.
yeah, let's
And-
do July. I would think Tom should be here for that.
Be nicer if my kid was here for that.
yes, it would.
Well, yes.
In July, we
Will he be?
tentatively
Will he
have
be?
scheduled a
Yeah.
July 8th and a
Not the
July
24th.
22nd meeting, but last year we just had one meeting in July and we did it the middle week, like the teen week.
Oh,
So,
oh.
The only
Do
one
you-
we have on our schedule, on the calendar right now is the 8th.
is the 8th, okay.
Yeah.
So, I
That
mean,
would
do we
actually
wanna
work
leave it
better.
the 8th? That's the 4th of July weekend. Do we wanna leave it there, or do we wanna?
Yeah,
would-
I think so. 'Cause
I'm
we need to
fine
get,
leaving
we
it
need to
there.
get the new board person in, don't we?
Right, that's true.
Oh,
So
that's
we'll
true.
leave that, leave
I
it on the
think
8th.
works.
And we'll, yeah, the 22nd, we'll
Yeah,
leave
fine.
penciled if there's any hires or anything we have to do, otherwise we won't have a second meeting in July.
Sounds good.
I will not be here at the second meeting if we do.
Okay. Anything else? Okay, if not,
Move to adjourn.
we are adjourned.